Hello, Leo, and welcome back to Divine Rebel. My name is Racey, and I'm going to be giving the message for you today. It is a general message, so take it as it resonates and leave it if it doesn't. If it doesn't, don't force it to fit. There are plenty of other readers on YouTube doing 2020 predictions at this time that might be more in alignment with your vibe. For those of you not familiar with me or the channel, I do use profanity, talk about adult things, I don't sugarcoat my readings, and I certainly don't filter them. So, if that is not your thing, or you have children around, or just don't appreciate that kind of a message, I respect that, and I'm giving you the opportunity to sign off now. Otherwise, Leo, we are getting into this reading, and I can't help but notice how similar it was to Geminis. So, if you're dealing with a Gemini or have really strong Gemini in your chart, you might want to watch that reading. The big difference between Geminis and this one is that Gemini seemed like they had someone who was absolutely obsessed with them and chasing, where this one is a little bit on the opposite end of the spectrum where it's the runner and it's shutting things out. So keep it in mind, all right? Getting into the overall theme, we do have Beyond the Mind, the Heart Beats, Passion of the Lion Heart with Goddess Sekhmet and Fire Gate, and the full moon in Scorpio. It's time to release negativity. Now, the full moon in Scorpio this year falls on May 7th, okay? And in May, we definitely end up having some serious cards. So, this general overall theme is about getting out of your head and into your heart space, quite literally with a passion. Goddess Sekhmet is the Egyptian goddess of the sun, war, destruction, plague, and healing. And Firegate is all about protecting the soul spark, okay? Protecting and trusting the soul spark. We're essentially purging what is blocking you, Leo, from fully embodying your ability to receive love energy in the highest, okay? When we break the mind to appease the heart, instead of breaking the heart to appease the mind, we unlock our greatest potential. Now, mind you, this is not about disregarding your fears altogether, because if there's fears there, it probably means there's some kind of communication that needs to be had or some kind of understanding that needs to be given in order for you to move forward, okay? But we're trying to get you out of this energy of, it doesn't make sense, it could never work, it's impossible, they hurt me too much in the past, people in general hurt me too much in the past when I use my big lion heart and love them. Check who you're giving your love and time and attention to. It doesn't matter if it's family, friends, partners, co-workers, doesn't matter. If you're kind to people on the street and they don't say thank you for holding the door, like, it doesn't matter. Your heart is super big. It's meant to be super big. It is just simply meant to be given to the right people at the right time in alignment with your guidance as your heart would communicate to you. We're not trying to have people understand your capacity of love. We're having you trying to understand where your capacity of love is truly meant to go. Sometimes, especially with the energies this year, people go through huge epiphany, aha, break the threshold, go through the ceiling moments where they completely shift and change. So, if you are dealing with someone from the past, please understand they may have definitely gone through some kind of metamorphosis of their own coming out of 2019. If you're dealing with someone new or new situations, it's about not letting past situations dictate how you treat this new situation, because whoever is new is not the old. They're a different person. They're a different soul. They had different experiences. And if someone is giving you the same kind of time, attention, consideration, understanding, compassion as you give others, it's okay to receive it and not block it out and return it to them without fear of being hurt. Okay? It is time to release negativity, negative thinking, negative assumptions. Okay, this is about being really in tune with the way your heart is guiding you, 100% in the now moment. The past is the past for us to reflect on, learn from, and heal from. The future does not exist yet. And the present is the only moment you have to feel correctly as the universe is guiding you. All right. With the overall tops and bottoms, in the primary deck, we have the Empress and the back face on the top of the deck and the Six of Swords on the bottom. With the Empress in the back face, if you look at this card, there's the Tree of Life, the Messenger, right, the hawk in front of her, the sparrow by her side, roses on her throne, indicative of love and passion, and the skull, or the death or transformation behind you. The Hebrew symbol, Daleth, is on the back of the throne. It means door. Daleth means door. So, you may or may not have left a door for someone to want to come back in your life. You may or may not have shut a door on someone and chose to move forward, right? Six of Swords, moving forward, coming out of the dark night, coming out of the cave, coming out of feeling blinded, not knowing or seeing where you're going, right? Moving into the daylight. And so with that being the primary energy, remember that you've left those negative patterns behind and you are not bringing those patterns into the future when you actively choose to change within the self, that you no longer accept past patterns that caused you pain, those negative patterns that caused you pain. You're a different person. You're a different vibration, and you're attracting different people. Okay, you're attracting different people. With the clarifying deck, we do have the Queen of Swords on the top with the Five of Swords on the bottom. You can see that Queen of Swords. She has that dragon standing behind her. She's got her sword drawn and ready like she will cut a bitch. She has no problem speaking up, speaking out, saying whatever she needs to say. If it's confrontational and people don't like it, oh fucking well. That Five of Swords, that is your masculine energy having no mercy and no prisoners. Okay. That's an excellent energy to have if it's warranted. It is a terrible energy to hold if it's not. Okay. And this might be what you're moving away from. Don't shut doors on yourself to your tree of life, shutting the door on spirit, the messages that are coming to you, right? Through synchronicities, through dream state, through your heart center. Allow yourself to move forward, Six of Swords from the Five of Swords. Get out of that dark negative energy and move into your light. As we get into the months, you're going to understand why. You're going to understand why this toxic energy needs to be released. Because there's major, major, major prevention and resistance going on in the spread. Okay. Starting in January, we have the Ten of Swords in the back face with the Chariot in the reverse. And you can see there's a nice eclipse on the Ten of Swords. The armor's come off. The self-sabotage is being reviewed and looked at. You're being asked to see how maybe your own protective measures to protect your heart space from the past have actually betrayed you and have prevented you from receiving whatever it is you wanted to receive moving forward, because the Chariot in reverse, you're completely stuck, right? You're completely stuck, but you're also not wanting to move forward if you're going to be on fire. Because in this Chariot card, if you actually do look at it upright, they're sitting in the front with their arms crossed, and whenever your arms are crossed, it's closing off your heart chakra. And everything behind them, the entire chariot or carriage that they're carrying, is on fire. They're burning everything behind them. This isn't about burning bridges and blocking your heart chakra. This is what needs to be reflected on and released in January. The 10 plus the 7 is 17, and that is indicative of the Star card. Okay, it is the ending of a cycle, the beginning of a new, and the divine coming in to intervene with miracle in order to stop toxic patterns. Okay. It's helping you come in to stop toxic patterns. The divine is working with you in that way. It's giving you opportunity to reflect on how your own views of love energy have gotten in the way. So if you go back into your past relationships, how are you afraid of loving that last person you were with? How in your current relationship, if you're in a current relationship, how could it improve if you change the way you view love instead of fearing it or doubting it or having anxiety over it or questioning if it's real? Questioning if it's possible, questioning if it's sustainable, questioning if it could be permanent, questioning if you deserve it. How can you move forward? So the divine's asking you in January to simply reflect so that you're not burning things down behind you and locking yourself off, because on a soul level, you don't actually want to do that. You do want to feel love. You do want the love you have in your heart to be reciprocated back to you. That's not possible if you're shutting everybody out, right, with fear energy. That's January. Moving into February, we have the Two of Wands with the World in reverse. Okay. The Two of Wands in this phase is knowing that you want to manifest your light, knowing that there's more to be had from life than where you are and where you're stuck, and wondering if it's okay to move on. And this is contemplative. You could see that it's a night sky behind him. And so it's contemplative thought, because at the end of the day, your internal world is upside down and the cycle is not quite yet complete. Okay, this healing, because this is what it is, right? Sekhmet, even though it's destruction and war and plague, she is the goddess of the sun and healing. So all of that toxic shit you went through, it's working on healing, and you might still feel like your internal world is upside down and you don't know if you can move forward or not with something. Moving into March, we get the Lover's card and the King of Wands, and the King of Wands came out sideways and it wanted to stay sideways, which to me is a challenging energy, right? Because the Lover's card is a choice. It is a choice that you have to make from a balanced place within and communicate from a balanced place within. That's what the back face of this card is, with the 6-pointed star and the symbol of Mercury in the middle. Yes, the last tree might have been lit on fire, but the new tree is not. And you can't bring your old demons with you. You just can't, because there's a snake wrapped around that tree. And just because the tree ain't burning doesn't mean it ain't poison and toxic if you take your demons with you. Okay. This is balancing your heart space and your head space, right? Breaking the mind in order to appease the desires of the heart, because the heart has a mind of its own. It has a way of manifesting everything you desire. You just got to get out of your head space, right? Beyond the mind beats, the heart beats. With the King of Wands sideways, this is deciding whether or not, or choosing whether or not you want to go full steam, passion, full soul spark, total creative energy, internal spirit, lit, committed to that, or if you're going to completely shut down, be non-committal, be reckless with your emotions, be reckless with what you're creating, and completely blow up whatever beauty you could have had, okay, had you chose the latter. Big choice you need to stand in, because Leo, king of fire, the king of wands, it's your energy, and it's, do I invest in my light and the beauty of myself and what I have to offer, or do I nix it and burn it to the ground and never bring that up again? Which, let's be fair, you really don't want to do that. You don't want to be an asshole for the rest of your life and never find love because you shut it out. Okay. In April, we have the Ace of Pentacles with the Hierophant. You have an offer for a brand new, solid, naturally occurring beginning. It could be brand new with a new person or a new environment, new people, if it's not love related. Or it can be someone from your past coming in that you have a seriously high caliber soul connection with, that has revamped themselves, that has learned from their mistakes in regards to you, and legitimately wants to offer you a new solid foundation to begin on. They want it to come natural. They want that beautiful Leo love that you originally gave them, right? Not being walked all over, right? You're not gonna do that to yourself. You're gonna listen to your intuition in the moment. You're gonna do what you feel guided to do at any given time, whether they like it or not. You're just gonna be yourself and your truth, right? You're gonna communicate that in a very loving way, a passionate way, in a very clear and honest way. With the Hierophant there, and this being a soul connection that's very near and dear to your lifetime experience here, it could most definitely be a proposal, an actual proposal. And if your energies are not in check and you're not buying it, your fear state or your mind is out of control with it, come May, you could lose it. This is this full moon in Scorpio, where the universe is showcasing why it is time to release your negative thoughts. Because in May, we have the Three of Swords with the King of Cups in reverse. Completely heartbroken, an emotional mess, who won't open up and has all of these deep feelings to give. I think when that beautiful new beginning comes in April, I think you intuitively know it is a fresh start. It is a high soul contract, and I think your mind gets in the way and it completely leaves your heart in ruin because your emotions were not in check. And I feel like you're legitimately a mess. You might be seriously crying over it, because it hurts your heart to actually be away from whoever that is, or whatever opportunity that is that you were given in April. It completely rains on your parade. Moving into June, we have the Knight of Cups with the Seven of Swords. You might even go back to this person after being completely upset. Go back to this person or situation. Because it doesn't have to be a romantic interest. It could be family or friends, right? Take it as it resonates for you. You might feel like you should apologize to this person because you've deceived yourself. A part of you knows, because you're thinking about it. Again, nighttime. This is not the light of day. You're thinking about it. With the crab on the card, you're super protective of your energy. The claws can come out. You're very, what's the word I'm looking for? Sensitive, right? Very, very sensitive. Your emotions are sensitive. It's almost like you're a trigger, right? You're a trigger away. Anything that anybody says could really upset you or set you off. And you want to move back towards whatever it was. But you're still in this deceptive energy where you're lying to yourself in fear state. Come July, you haven't let it go yet. You know this is your soulmate. The Ace of Cups is present on the card with the new dawn. The Caduceus is there, the double snakes coming out of the cups. This is healed, right? This is healing through the process. And it comes out with the Eight of Swords. You're completely trapped in the mind about it. Your masculine energy is like, you've been damaged, you've been hurt, you can't go back on them. They're going to stab you in the back, they're going to hurt you, they're going to break your heart. But this is your divine soul partner, highest soul connection here in this lifetime. You're freaking out in your head, and your heart is telling you different. Like the writing's on the wall. You know this is your person, or you know this is where you need to be. And you're completely upset. Your mind is completely upsetting you. And so in August, the Tower comes down. That Chariot card that was on fire moving forward, that was completely upside down, stuck in its pain body, crashes. It crashes. The facade cracks. The mask breaks. You can't put up this energy of, I don't care, blah, blah, blah anymore, because the truth of the matter is you do fucking care. You care a hell of a fucking lot. And then it comes up with the Judgment card. It is the resurfacing of all your demons. In this deck, it is literally your darkness resurrecting like a bat out of hell. And you are facing how you may have absolutely ruined an opportunity with someone because you took way too long getting out of your headspace. It's clarified even further in September, where we get the Four of Wands, which is like a twin flame card. It's the 1111 card. It comes out with the Sun in reverse and the Two of Cups in the reverse. You may have realized that you completely botched it. Almost to the point of what feels like it's unrecoverable. Like you might have hurt this person so terribly because they went through such a huge transformation process that everything you just did completely ruined all the healing they went through. Because now they felt like they were a changed person. They felt like they came through. They felt like finally, I can give Leo what they always deserved. And Leo just shit all over it. And now they're probably out there somewhere wallowing because they're like, what can I do? There's nothing I could do. Leo hates me. Leo doesn't trust me. Leo doesn't want to move forward with me. Leo broke my fucking heart. And it's because pain ripples. Hurt people hurt people. You were a hurt person hurting someone else, regardless of past, because we're in the now moment. And in October, we get the Seven of Swords with the Ten of Swords. So the Seven of Swords comes back out, makes a second appearance, and so does the Ten of Swords, clarifying it. You got to step away from the circus in your mind. You got to stop lying to yourself. Carrying those 5 swords, it's like the 5 of Swords from the very beginning on the bottom of the clarifying deck. You can't fight yourself and deceive your heart space. Your demons sabotage it. They completely cloud over and stomp all over this beautiful city of light. Look at that Ten of Swords. That demon is huge, and it is bringing in the clouds on top of that beautiful city, literally of crystalline light. And you're realizing just how bad you've sabotaged yourself. Hardcore. Like if it hasn't hit you yet over the last 5 months, it's hitting you really hard now. Really hard. Like what I'm picking up on energetically, you might as well have taken the knife and stabbed it into your own chest and ripped your heart out with it. Like that's what it feels like. What have I done? What have I done? And Leo, I think you might just be a solid mess. A solid mess. And as you can see on the Ten of Swords, there is this angelic wing coming in off to the side. You can't fully see it yet. But your angels realize, because I will almost bet money that you were on your knees praying. Crying somewhere and praying for help. God, source, angels, whoever it is you pray to. What have I done? How can I fix this? How can I fix this? In November, you get the Eight of Swords in the back face with the Eight of Wands. And you're realizing you are a prisoner in your own mind, and you can easily release yourself from this prison by thinking differently. You are the weaver of your own destiny, and you deserve love. You deserve it. Spirit is communicating with you. The eagle present on the card is indicative of Archangel Michael, who is protecting you. Always. They're coming in as a reminder. The double eights is karmic loops, infinite karmic loops that are coming to an end, especially toxic ones. When you choose it for yourself, you are the weaver of your own destiny. And so moving into December, we have the Ace of Cups in the back face with the Hanged Man and the Justice card, and the Hanged Man is in reverse. You're thinking about the new beginning. You're taking a look at your heart space. You're taking a look at all the love you have to give. And you're thinking about relaying that message to the right person. To the person that got hurt. You're seeing things from a new perspective, and you're not willing to stay stuck in your pain anymore. And the Justice card is with it, which means it's going to come back into balance. It is going to come back into balance. If this is your highest soul contract, if this is like a sacred soul connection or a twin flame connection, you can't technically botch it. You can't fuck it up forever. You can't ruin it for the rest of your life. It just means you had some serious heart healing that needed to get done. What you've had to forgive in others, you now have to forgive in yourself. Seeing things differently. Realizing what pain does. Maybe that person in the past hurt you because they dealt with a similar situation, and now you understand because you were in their shoes over them. You get it. And if you're changing and you're shifting and you're realigning with yourself, then you also understand that maybe they really did too. And it's worth the second chance. It's worth balancing the scales. It's even. You're seeing how it's even. When you turn around. When you choose to turn around and you become determined. If you look at that Justice card, her eyes are purple and her hair is blue. And anytime, it's crazy that I'm getting this kind of message, because hair is an extension of the crown chakra. And blue is the color of truth. You're seeing the truth from a higher perspective that you didn't see before, and it's balancing the scales. And so if you were thinking about extending love to this person, thinking about ending the sabotage with yourself, it's about fucking time. It is about fucking time. Insight, foresight is priceless. If you're getting this message now in divine time, you have the choice to spare yourself of this energy with whoever your counterpart is. You might be challenged to face this energy with other people in your life when you so choose it. But hell, if you aren't fucking aligned to your highest good path, if you're not aligned to the passion of the lion heart space that you have, think about it. You can choose to get out of your head now. You can go back to that energy in January and see and reflect on your life, how all of your old sabotaging behaviors got you where you were sitting, your protective shield, your armor that you put on to protect your heart, how it got you where you were then. Distrusting then what you were deserving of. That maybe you let the poor treatment go on for far too long before. And it's not their fault that they were damaged by someone else in their life. But they totally took the brunt of it from you. Maybe being accused of being a real fucking shitty person. And maybe they were, but damn it, if something didn't make them that way. You were completely on guard. And you didn't have to take that pain as long as you did. You overgave when it wasn't warranted. Trying to save someone with your big heart. Save yourself this time, Leo. Save yourself this time. Don't go through all this pain. Don't have to go through a whole year in order to balance the scales and shift perspective and get out of that stagnant toxicity. It's time to release negativity. Beyond the mind, the heart beats. It is time to release negativity. Beyond the mind, the heart beats. It's time to move forward out of your darkness. It's time to cross the threshold of that door and accept the beautiful tree of life in front of you. To take the messages as they're coming in from spirit to guide you. Because if whoever you go back to giving your big heart to starts to slip up, you'll know when to withdraw. You're not going to keep giving in order to get them back on board. You're going to cut that shit off. They're like, oh, what happened? Leo stopped loving me. Yeah, because you started being a dick again. You started being a bitch again. Sorry. I had to pull my energy away from you. That shit didn't feel good. I don't like the way you were talking to me. I don't like the way you were treating me. I don't like the way you were ignoring me. I don't like the way you don't respect my space. My needs. So I considered myself. I took the space I needed. I showed up for me. In that now moment. Stay in the now. Stay in the now. Trust your heart. If it doesn't feel good, speak up on it. And if it does feel good, thank them. Thank them for loving you. Truly. I hope this message helps. I do have a playlist, Leo, specifically for Leo on my channel. So if for whatever reason you do want to come back to this reading throughout the year, you don't have to go skimming through all of my videos to get it. It is in the Leo playlist for you, as will all of my readings for Leo this year. And I look forward to being there for you and supporting you through it. 100% of the way. If you want more from me outside of just YouTube and the videos that I post, my information in the description, you get all the links to my, Ascension team, the Greater Holistic Community Group, Divine Rebel Readings on Facebook, my business page. You can friend request me on my profile. I post all the time. I offer support all the time. And I am there for you 100% of the way. Because you deserve love, Leo. You don't deserve to be hurt. You don't deserve to be damaged. And you don't deserve to be alone or feeling like love fucking sucks and you're never going to do it again. Because you deserve to feel special. Because you are. All right? Don't forget that. So until next time, guys. Divine Rebel Racey signing off. Remember, always love each other. And most importantly, love yourself. Take care.